It started with small things, clocks that ran backwards, shadows that moved against the light, and the nagging feeling that Hillside wasn't quite the same town from one day to the next. Maya, Liam, Sophie, and Darius first noticed it when their favorite bookstore somehow became both a cafe and a bookshop at once, existing in two states simultaneously, with confused customers walking in for coffee and coming out with novels. Maya discovered her grandmother's journal, filled with observations of the town's slippages dating back decades, describing how Hillside existed in multiple dimensions that occasionally overlapped. They transformed Liam's attic into an investigation hub, mapping locations where dimensional overlaps were strongest, discovering that these thin spots were growing more numerous and more pronounced each day. When Darius presented their findings to skeptical townspeople, the meeting itself became proof of their theory as the community hall cycled through different renovations before everyone's eyes, convincing even the most doubtful residents. Sophie discovered in the town's oldest records that Hillside was built on a convergence of ley lines, what earlier settlers called the Crossroads of Worlds, a place where the barriers between realities had always been unusually thin. Using his background in physics, Liam built a device that could not only detect dimensional fluctuations but potentially stabilize them, though he warned that completely sealing the barriers might have unforeseen consequences. The dimensional overlaps reached crisis point during the summer solstice, when the town began rapidly cycling through its alternate versions, threatening to tear itself apart as buildings, streets, and even people began existing in multiple states simultaneously. Drawing on Maya's grandmother's journal, ancient texts Sophie had found, and Liam's scientific innovation, they activated the device, not to seal the dimensions, but to establish a harmonious boundary that would allow the versions of Hillside to coexist without destructive interference. A month later, Hillside had adapted to its multidimensional nature, with residents learning to navigate the occasional slips between realities, and even beginning to appreciate the unique perspective of living in a town that existed in multiple versions simultaneously. They came to realize that what initially seemed like a cosmic error was actually Hillside's greatest gift. A town not limited to a single reality, but enriched by the infinite possibilities of what it could be across the vast tapestry of the multiverse.